let's start then. Now I will create a breathtaking story. I will show you. I will show this picture, and we will carefully and thoroughly analyze it together, because I know that indeed many people, they very often come into business, and since they initially don't understand how the reward system is structured, they only know at the level of you need to invite other people. But this, as they say, is obvious to anyone. What do you get for this? How do you earn quite a lot of money from this? This is unclear to many, and most importantly, they can't explain it, so they don't even try to do it. So today, friends, we have a super task. The task is to figure out where the money is sufficient, so that, as they say, you don't have to work anywhere. This is an important thing. It's creative, and certainly requires a responsible attitude towards it. So, now I will just connect in a moment. NV Global Marketing Gathering. Accordingly, I see you in the chat. You can write, you can ask questions, you can participate in every way. You'll be great. Today, we are just going to analyze this with you. So, we essentially have two proposals. A proposal for clients and a proposal accordingly for partners. Now we will analyze it in detail. And many of you think that the proposal for clients is something quite, how should I say, it's just at the level of usage. But no, even our client can earn quite well. Now we will analyze this with you. Please tell me, is there anyone willing to be a test subject? I always call it a test subject. Please don't be offended. We need a real guinea pig to whom I will now explain. This is an explanation, and you will all eavesdrop and observe to see if you understand or not. I really hope that our test subject is more or less a newcomer, so it will be clear accordingly. And for him to ask questions, oh, Andre, good. We just need to understand, is it the same Andre who went through Crimea or another Andre? Let's go with Crimea. Artyom. Excellent. All is well. So, dear moderator, let's add, give Andre the right to speak. I will explain to him now. Andre, hello. Join in.
Can you turn on?
Can you hear? Please repeat yes. Hello, everyone. Hello to all. Hello, Artyom. I apologize, Andre. I somehow can't see you. Or are you without a camera?
I'm without video. It's just not very convenient for me. Okay, you're right.
So look, you joined us quite recently. Yes. Let's do it this way then. I will now explain to you in front of everyone where the combs come from here, where the money comes from here. And accordingly, when you don't understand something, you will immediately ask a question.
Great.
Good. Let's pretend you are my person in the team. For example, I explain to you to show real work from the outside. All right. Andre, by the way, how long did you sign up for? Just so I understand.
For a year. For $1,000.
For $1,000. Was it a business pack or just $1,000?
No, I decided to go without the business pack for now because I misunderstood the functions of the business package, so I initially just got the license.
Great. All right, then we'll go through it step by step with you. You are now a client. Yes. The topic is you as a client. And now let's see what we have for you. First, So we have the opportunity to use the company's products. That is, let me explain right away. We are now talking about the car global vision, and not everything is fully actualized yet. Not everything is fully operational yet, but at least it works to the extent that it's clear that soon it will be. Well, yes, you see the pit. A large foundation is built and poured, and so on. You understand that there will be a house here. And not in the sense that it's just a plan on paper. So the opportunity to use the company's products. We have different products. We have exchange products, meaning buy, sell, basically trade cryptocurrency, convert it into rubles, into any fiat currencies and so on. So this is a wallet which you have accordingly, or you wait until it chats on the iPhone to be accordingly. We have NV Team. This was called K, talked over there as a Zoom replacement. We also have accordingly a crypto lot being finalized. We also have the NV Market webinar in general. In short, right now it's approaching very significantly. I think there will be a global product update by the Turkish event. We will be able to figure it out there. There is such an option. Next, there is an option accordingly, NV Finance. That is when you can take the company's business activity and earn a percentage from it. For example, you are already receiving this option now. When did you join?
In February 21, 22, I think. I don't remember the exact date now. February, the end of February, and the year specifically. The date, this year, yes, that's correct. Months.
So accordingly, as you can clearly observe, you already see that you are receiving credits. Some numbers are consistent. I see. Yes. So everything is great. And at the same time, your deposit is refundable. That is,
well, as they said, yes, refundable.
By the way, you might find this interesting. Friends, I'm telling everyone today, one of my deposits, it just ended. I said it for conclusion. On one hand, yes, I want to really, kind of move forward with the company for a long time. On the other hand, it's important for me to show, that is, to my acquaintances, my friends, that the money is indeed withdrawn a year later. So from time to time, you ask me, within 30 days, I should receive the withdrawal. And I can even send a screenshot showing that the money has been credited. That's it. I understand that, Andre. This is interesting to you and to many others. That's exactly why I apply this to myself accordingly. So that's one proposal. The next point is this proposal. Accordingly, you can earn money in general without any activity. Either you receive a service, in the case of products, or by offering, you gain a financial opportunity. This is in the case of a new file from our trading, mining, and so on. Okay, good. Let's move on. Next, let's analyze the main marketing. The main reward system is fully available to you as a client. So let's take a look.
Dimitri, may I ask a question right away?
Yes, go ahead.
Regarding the services, yes. With these card deposits, you mentioned the exchange, the wallet, VPN, NB Market, and the card. The card, it turns out, is not available to the client.
It's unavailable. That's only in the business package. When the card is released, look, at the moment we are currently testing the second payment system in its entirety. Let me explain. The initial idea of the business package was to offer the possibility of a premium card, meaning with maximum conditions. While the basic option might have small limits, well, like something for everyday use, in theory, the card should be available to many people, as the tests are currently ongoing. Now, all of this will come to an end. Then it will be packaged into some concept, and maybe accordingly we will understand. I deliberately did not mention the cards, because it is actually parts of the exchange infrastructure I punched through, and the card system will be within the exchange.
Understood, thank you.
It's great that you're asking questions. Let's accordingly go over what other options you have besides directly. Receiving money. This is the basic marketing that gets you that. Accordingly, your 8 to 12% is what we can call your passive income. And in addition, you have an option. Retirement rewards from 5 to 20%, which depend on your rank. We will get to that now. You can also earn income from the income of a leader in the network. That is, income from the income of leaders whom you have personally invited. You receive corporate trips and training. In the future, income from subscription fees of various products. And accordingly, additional leadership rewards. That is, various bonuses and other things. For our foreign-speaking friends, comrades, we accordingly also show this aspect later. Now, Andre, I have written here Crimea, Artem, and everything is fine, Artem. Yes, Andre, let's look at the first one. In order to understand marketing, you need to grasp one simple thing. You have a concept called cumulative group turnover. That is, it's the sum of all volumes, the sum of all investments of your entire team, regardless of depth. They all add up. So, for example, you start at the basic 0 rank, and your referral level is 5%. So, for example, you invited someone for $1,000. You earned $50 from this, but your rank increased at that moment, and accordingly, you started earning from the next one 55%. That is, if you personally invite the next person, you earn $55 for every $1,000. Is this example clear?
So far, yeah. Yes. Accordingly, if the person under me invites someone for 10,000, then I move to the 7.5% rank, right? My next one will be invited.
Exactly right. But you don't earn from those 10,000. 7.4.
Well, I understand. Yes, I will invite from my own invitee. I just moved to another rank.
Exactly right. That is, your entire team pushes you upwards, including from the depth. You also earn, we will get into that now. Look at how it works. Depending on your rank, you receive from 5 to 20% from a personal invitation. That is, when you invite a person, you start with $50 for every $1,000, ending at $2,000 to $200 for every $1,000 is the maximum. For this, you need to be. There are no such people in the company, and there won't be soon. But nevertheless, this one way or another gives us wonderful options to grow in a career. And the further you grow, the more interesting it becomes, the more truly interesting. Now, we'll take a look at the second screen. What do I have here? And furthermore, you have the opportunity to earn from 10 to 23% from the income of the people you invited. Let's assume you, Andre, invited me, Dmitry. I earned $1,000. You received, for example, $100 from my income. Is that clear? I'm a bit confused. Can you explain it again? Let's do it. I can provide it. These are your personal invitations. The larger your cumulative volume, the more you earn from personal invitations. Is that clear, yes?
Yes, okay.
Good. Let's move on. This 10 to 23% of the leader's income you receive directly when all leaders appear in your team. We will now move on to the conditions for this to be fulfilled. Well, just to have an understanding on a basic level. For example, when you have, let's say, I don't know, in the first line, there's Almir. You have, for instance, Zilya and, for example, Evgeny Pshenits. Let's assume, yes, leaders in the first line. Or Artem Gerden. And so we all work. Each of us earns our own money.
Right.
but you receive from 10 to 23% depending on your level. You get an additional bonus from our income. Matching bonus. It's clear, right? So if I earned $1,000, you get an additional $100, meaning you earned from my volume anyway, but you earn extra. And how it looks is that it's not a piece taken from my salary. It's because you help me generate income, the company pays you extra for that, and it's important to understand that the company's logic is to benefit from people earning. Therefore, if you taught me to earn and I start earning, the company will even pay you an additional bonus. This is a curator bonus. Understood.
Yes, now everything has fallen into place. So
now we will go. We will go through all this stuff, and additionally, depending on fulfilling extra conditions, you receive rank bonuses. They range from $250 to $3 million, from $250 to $3 million. What does this provide? What does the bonus look like? It's as if you have been awarded a bonus, but it works as if you have bought it yourself. A deposit, for example, of $250 brings you from $20 to $25 a month. And it just doesn't get withdrawn later. Got it? Well, it's like an additional bonus from the company, paid out over 10 months. It's cool. It's cool because it allows you to have a more or less average income, a constantly growing passive income. It's cool. So now I also occasionally add a bit, once in a while, just a little, to make it more interesting. Especially after the business pack, the numbers are noticeably different. But we'll get to that later. At this stage, is it clear? This was just an explanation on fingers. In detail, now we'll move to the table. So, well, it's clear on fingers, it seems. All right, good. Let's move on then to the next important point. How do you get money from depth? Let's assume this is you. You are a big leader. You already have as much as 15%. Thank you. And this one, for example, I don't know. Dmitry Zulkanayev is a big leader in your team. And he has 10%, and this is the press. For example, there's someone, Rausalia. No, Rausalia is too big. Let's take someone like Lisana as an example. She has 8%. Let me just say right away, please don't take your own percentages. I don't know who has what percentages. I'm just giving an example, so it's not abstract Vasya or Petya. I can use abstract names. Vasya or Petya, no problem. For example, Lisan, 8%. And then, for instance, Dima signed up. Here's Dima Polzunov, a newcomer with a 0 rank. And look, each of these teams has gone through $1,000. That is, this Dmitry Zulkarev connected someone for about $1,000. Here, Lisan connected for $1,000. And I, personally, got myself $1,000 deposit. How much will you earn? Artem? Oh, Andre, I apologize.
I already have an example. I have 15%. Yes, I already have a large one.
Well, of course. So I'm going to take care of the queen like this, as if
a little hint at home. Income minus the interest rate difference is the hint.
No. In general, yes, but I like that you have very good logical thinking. Let's calculate.
So, well, it will be my fault. I don't understand.
Dmitry Nikolaev invited a person for $1,000. Here, he received accordingly 10% from him. How much did you receive?
$100. So he received $100 from him. I didn't receive anything from those $100.
Not true.
I should be receiving from my own rank, as was said, that I with her.
400 is being received now. Let's move on to the question of how you can earn the most lucrative money from deep work.
And here's the money from deep work, the volume that gives me 10,000 as if of my total team investment volume.
Well, yes, it also brings money. Just to understand, we now need to figure out which. Let's start with the simplest. Here is Dmitry Polzin, a newcomer. You signed me up for the first line with $1,000. How much did you earn? If your interest rate is 15. Accordingly, $150 bingo. Exactly right. You're doing really well. Then we went to the next moment now. The forest.
She entered herself with 1,000 I received from her. The same 150, no, and he has.
Leizan has 8%. She has her own personal rank. She's already at 8. Your income is from the difference in interest rates. So accordingly, Leizan brings in $1,000 to the first line. Well, that is, she personally invites $1,000. And how much does she get from this $1,000?
She gets 8%, which is 80.
Exactly right. And you?
And I get 15.8, my 7%, which is 70.
Great. And at the same time, sort of, this is not fully. Your work is interesting. Well, yes, let's move on. Look. And a tricky question. Let's go ahead. Dmitry Zulkarnaev invites someone for $1,000. How much do you get?
Accordingly, 50 tool.
To complete. Now let's take, here Dmitry Zulkarnaev has Vyacheslav. Here in the depths, God brought. Vyacheslav invited someone for $1,000. How much do you get?
So does this affect something, right? There will be some kind of minus difference.
Well, your version.
So now 10-10.
Well, let's go. He has 5%. Vyacheslav has 5%. He invited for 1,000. How much do you earn now? 50. Now.
One second, once again, so 10, 5 minus 10, 5, 5% Dmitry gets. Because he invited Vyacheslav, right? It turns out that's what, somewhere something needs to be taken away again. These 5% need to be subtracted from somewhere again.
You need to understand one simple thing. Everything that happens in Dmitry's branch doesn't matter to whom. It just doesn't matter, whoever is under Dmitry. At any depth, even 50. Even if Dmitry himself invited, you will always receive the difference between. And yours.
I received $50.
It could be 1,000 people inviting each for $100 or $1,000. For example, if you have a celebration, 5%, for example, or even 1%, you will receive 1% from the work of these 1,000 people each time. Aha, one guy after all. Either Kiyosaki or Warren Buffett said, it's better to get not 100% from your efforts, but 1% from 100 people's efforts. Soon.
Yes, I've heard that somewhere.
Exactly. And in addition, as they say, Elena, you also receive a matching bonus from the income of others. So that's also there. Well, let's take a look. What other important points should we discuss? Let's consider this scenario. I joined you as a newcomer, starting at 0. I entered with $1,000 and received 15%, which is $150. Now, Dmitry, your major leader, decided to top up his deposit. He wants to top up his deposit, maybe for promotion purposes, or simply because he wants it to accumulate. In coffee, how much?
So, well, just like that. How much do you get from yours? Isn't it?
But 1550. Exactly right. Yes, your first lines are always counted for you, regardless of their interest rates. They are always in line, and you always get the maximum from them. That's really great.
That's how it is.
Yes, that's really great. Let's move on. Oh, I should have switched to English right away. This is where the difference lies, friends. The most important percentages for you are the percentages of your first lines. Everything that happens below them is calculated, taking the difference into account. Between this and that percentage, this is if we are talking about group income specifically. And group income can be very, very large. But that's not all. Let's take a look. We have such tables. If you don't have these tables, be sure to contact your superior to get these tables. They may seem quite intimidating at first glance, but everything in them is very logical. Here it shows the rank. Here is the group O, volume O, or turnover. And here, accordingly, the bonus percentage. So look, let's break it down. Artem, please tell me, what if you took invited, you didn't invite anyone else, but you invited only Dimitri. So you have one leg, one team. What will your percentage be? So Dimitri is moving, developing, earning money. He has 10%. How much will you have?
If I'm a beginner, that's correct. 0.
But you invited. I invited Dimitri accordingly. Built a team you did nothing on.
1%. Regardless of the depth.
Not like that. You get nothing at all.
Yes, well, because 0.
Well, because 3. Dimitri, lift you up, you also have 10%. Dimitri's work definitely lifts you up, and you became 10%. But from his leg, there's no difference for you.
10 minus 10, 0, yes.
Exactly right. But if you start inviting someone, then the maximum gap immediately starts to kick in.
Okay, another question then. To meet the conditions to go to Turkey altogether, I invited one Dimitri who created a very large branch and did all the turnover. I'm participating in this trip, but still, it's Dimitri from whom this whole leg starts.
You need 3 legs.
Yes, those are like normal conditions.
Yes, of course. Because look, let's assume I know that you are an active person. I want to invite you, but I am an inactive person. I sign up my wife under you. Under my wife, I sign up my daughter. Then the mother-in-law. Mom, Dad, so we are like this sausage, like that. And then I invite you, Andre. You, it turns out, fulfill the condition of a 25,000 turnover. And with this whole crowd, the company should pay for us so that we do nothing. We just went for free to Turkey with the whole family. That's right.
Is that how it works?
Well, yes, the company can't pay out more than it has allocated in its advertising budget. It's clear that ideal marketing is when you get $10,000 for $1,000, well, up to $1,000, as if those who joined the company received $10,000 in profit. That's very good, but I think it's not a very long-term company, and it requires a very large budget, which will be spent very quickly. Therefore, let's move on to the table. And look, here we have, it turns out, volumes, we have percentages. As soon as your group specifically When the group volume reaches $1,000, you start receiving 5.5. When you reach 2.5, you start receiving 6. And with a group volume of $5,000, you receive your bonus, the first bonus, of $250. Note, there are no additional conditions. None are particularly needed, at least, well, a personal deposit of at least 1 in 25. This is the only condition.
You see, temporarily there will be no payout, only the volume of the accrued lyceum.
You will be receiving dividends from it monthly. Then at 10,000, it's already 500. At 25,000, it's already 1,000, and so on. And look, at 25,000 group volume, you already get a matching bond. I want you to pay attention. If you, for example, invite an active leader to your first line and you have at least $500 of personal deposit, then you invited one person, he started working, he reached 25,000. You don't get much from him until 25,000. But as soon as he reaches 25,000, first of all, let me emphasize once again that by the time we eventually reach that particular point, hold on, you will receive approximately $1,750 in bonuses. So, take note. Does it mean you receive nothing? Yes, at the moment you don't receive anything from the main marketing plan. But for a moment, you start receiving quite well thanks to, well, the bonuses. That is 250, 500,000. This already comes to you. And plus you receive 10% of his income. Here it is. After 25,000, you start receiving. And a person can earn there, for example, $1 million, and you will receive $100,000 because you brought a person to the company who achieved great results. How do you like that story?
Obviously, in numbers, it sounds much more interesting.
Undoubtedly. And the most interesting part of this story is that if you consciously build your own, you can take any block of the marketing plan, for example, the matching bonus. That is, your task is to find leaders from whom you will earn. That's how it will be in 3. That's the kind of trickster you are, wanting to outsmart everyone. But then you need to find at least 2, 3, 4, 5 leaders so that surely one of them will succeed. And sit on those 10%, for example. But while you are looking for 2, 3, 4, 5 leaders, you are building a large structure for yourself. If you aim purely for bonuses, those ones that are in this section, then you also need to, and you will, for example, invite people initially thinking, I'll invite someone for $5,000 and I'll get $250. Yes, wonderful. Then you think, I'll invite 2 people for $25,000 and I'll get $1,000. Great. Or $2,000. Great. But then we have a limit of $50,000 and you will need to find people who build networks because a network is more interesting than a large volume. Networks are always more interesting than a large volume. For example, the turnover of Rauselia, let's assume, is more than $1 million. I don't know exactly how much, but it definitely means more. More than $1 million. And it's built on hundreds of people. And not just, she found an uncle who said, well, okay, what's there? He wanted to build a factory for himself, so he decided to invest with you. That's not how it works. That is, large volumes are achieved by a large number of people. And in marketing, if you focus your attention on earning, you will earn quite well. And now we will go through exactly how this can be done. Here, our marketing is planned up to 30 million, and accordingly, there are bonuses of 3 million. There are additional conditions here. For example, to receive a bonus of $5,000 for $100,000, you need 1 partner of rank 7 and 2 partners of rank 6. We are not looking at this for now because these conditions in the company will be simplified and modified, as has already been announced to us. So we are not focusing on the conditions yet. We are only looking here. Let's certainly discuss the money. Andre, as you know, how are you slowly starting to realize that quite interesting about money can indeed be made here. In various ways. Well, naturally, yes, of course. Let's move on. Thank you for your answer, and thanks to Artem. Now, here's a question for you. Dear friends, please stay connected as well. We have an example, so to speak, a case study that we can analyze in detail and learn from. We have 5 individuals who have collectively generated a substantial turnover of $100,000 in total, which is quite impressive. This example serves as a practical illustration of how a small group can achieve significant financial results through effective strategies and collaboration. Let's proceed to calculate your minimum income based on this data and see what insights we can gain.
I need to see the chart. I don't remember the chart quickly.
Instead,
thousands they made. So from each of these 5 people, I received a bonus of $5,000. No, again, the personal deposit must be 2.5. Do I have it in this example of ours?
the personal deposit will be simpler. The personal deposit will be simpler. No, well, I think 2.5 makes sense. Participate. Method. Here, let's analyze. 100,000 is 9.5% and 500,000 is 12%. Your volume is from 500,000, it's 12. From 500K, it's 12 times 7.
And this 500 is already 1,000. Okay, so your volume is 500.
Nirulo. My bio-waste tragedy.
Yes, the total is 500.
Of course, but how is this total? Who is the total here? Who is the center here? This is Andre, our center. So 500 here and 100,000 each here. Let's take a look. So $500,000, 12%. All right. Here it's 9.5. That is basically, let's put it this way. This is a very minimal scenario because it's clear that the percentages will not be accrued like this. In some branches, you will receive fewer percentages that will grow faster, in some significantly more. But let's take a moment to consider a scenario where we have a 2.5% rate, for instance. Now, 2.5% might seem like a small number, but it can have significant implications depending on the context. This percentage could represent a growth rate, an interest rate, or even a rate of change in a particular system. Understanding this, we can see why it's important to analyze it carefully. So with this in mind, we have to delve deeper into the details. Share your thoughts and ideas in detail and elaborate on the significance of sharing. There, just like this. We can proceed with confidence in a manner that is both clear and comprehensive. Let's carefully and thoughtfully write here, ensuring that every aspect is thoroughly considered and mirrored in our reflections on the outcome. Considering all of this, ultimately indeed as expected, 2.5. Something really indeed, very much shifted in an undeniably profound and significant manner. Right, let's assume 2.5%. Something's not drawing for me. What's going on? All right, let's take a detailed look at this calculation. We have a rate of 2.5%, which we need to apply to $500,000. Now, let's carefully calculate how much 2.5% of $500,000 amounts to. Please give me just a moment to work that out accurately. My 5%, how much is 2 and 5% of 500,000? Most likely something around 12. So here you get accordingly those who are literate, they might not show off a toadstool. Is not T. Last time, in the previous case, it worked out. So it turns out 12.5. Friends, let's just take my word for it. 12.5. It turns out $1,000, that's from one block of the marketing plan, right? Friends, are you here? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that's right. Andre, Tusak, you will get the basis. Let's see what else you will get. Let's try to look at these ones.
Well, yes, we are at 15%.
Well, let's even look at the minimum. So your people will earn at least $3,000, even if it develops somewhat awkwardly. $3,000 from their income. So you will get 15% from 15,000. Well, let's calculate up to 15,000 at 15%. I don't know, 15,000 is still how much? Let's take a calculator. And 15,000. So 500, 15,000. So I have it like this, 15,000. Multiply by 0.15. And then we add to this the 12,500 that we earned before. So, can you hear me? Up to 15,000, and additionally we get, let's look at the bonuses. Bonuses. So we have 50,000 plus 20,000, which gives us how much? 70, 80. Numbers such as 87, 88, and 89. More bonuses. Okay.
Well, yes, indeed. What I write there, something is subtracted. It should be from what I invited, minus. What rank I am at? Well, we learned this difference, 89.
They want bonuses. We calculate you have 89. Thousands of bonuses were received.
And
Marna, 103,000, 103,000. It's just that you will receive something immediately and something in installments. But essentially, from the generated turnover, you will earn 103,000. Even if we divide by 10 to see how much you earn per month, you will be receiving, well, I don't know, they're $8,000 to $9,000. No, you can't do that because they are accrued gradually. But the total accruals amount to $103,000. How do you like that? Complicated mathematics, of course. Complicated but fascinating. Yes, I say the marketing plan is not the easiest. Not the easiest. But do you know what it's aimed at? It creates a certain stability well. That is here very, very. Many not poorly evaluated volumes of income are found precisely in the monthly accruals. That is, bonuses here bring a very good percentage of income. So friends, there are those who are receiving already for the work, who have received their own accordingly. Bonuses, they're 250, 500, 1,000, 2,000, and so on. Please write how much the bonuses are. An important part of building a team in general. I know that there are specialists here. I also have 2006 and thousands. It's all a cool thing. Yes, yes, yes. That is, moreover, here it's a little bit, as it turns out, slightly different from a classic network company where you can work. Then you stopped and you basically, you don't earn, Here, as it turns out, you are constantly accelerating your monthly volume, essentially your salary. You have a salary that you increase and it is quite stable. That's the story. Understood. That is, out of these 100, you will receive 3,000 immediately and 90 over the course of the year. Understood, yes?
Well, overall, yes. Yes, but if we look...
I just want to say for a moment that it seems like, oh, no. Sorry, I misled you. We calculated for 1 million. We should have done it for 500,000. No, no. Not like that. Sorry, friends, scales, not this. How come you don't correct me? Approximately 53,000, but this is 10. Yes, so here it's just 20. Here it's 50, so you get approximately 10% of the created volume. This is a very good percentage for network business. A very good percentage. Therefore, friends, you need to fulfill promotions, move towards meeting the conditions for the bonus and earning. This is a very, very, very correct strategy. Is that clear?
Naturally.
Good. Now let's analyze, using the example of 1 million, how much we will earn using the example of 1 million. Let's try. I won't give you hints now. You purely... No, because you calculated. We calculated the referrals for 5.
The percentages will just be different. Bonus. I will receive bonuses in the form of 89. 1,000 approximately 88,750. The percentages are already more complicated. Percentages need to be subtracted, added.
It will be the same, all right? We'll simplify the story, more or less the same. That is the same 10%. Yes, we already have an hour more. Something about 5 million, he says. Well, we'll simplify. Yes. So, friends, you can recalculate it yourself for some other tasks and volumes. Look at the chapter to understand the logic of how this is calculated. That is, you take, arrange how much you need, look at different percentages, see how much you will earn from this, for this block, for this block, for this block, for this block, and so on. That is, make sure to, well, feel it, try to calculate this marketing. At first glance, it seems very complex, but in essence, it is quite simple. There are your incomes that you receive monthly, and there are your bonuses that you receive. Bonuses that you, well, bonuses in the sense, one-time actions. That is, these are referral, direct meeting, and in general, everything. This is what is called long-term big money. And you can and should aim for this long-term and big money, and you can and should aim for it for a long time. But there are people who say, I want it here and now. I don't have the opportunity to go for a long time towards substantial money. There are people who want it faster. And for them, we have an amazing solution. And now we will get acquainted with it. This is a marketing upgrade that works as a partnership. Marketing that is specifically aimed at achieving quick results. Artem, is this clear to you?
Yes, Andre. Yes.
Andre, just want to understand and visit.
No problem. From Artem, I came. Yes. Through Dima. How does that work?
So, what is a business pack? You might have been trying to understand, but I will explain it to you now. So you will go and buy the business because you receive all the partner privileges from the client and you get increased income. Remember how important it is. How important it is to have even a 0.5% difference. Pay attention.
to ask the question right away. They told me at that moment, the fact that the business is still separate, it's not a license purchase from which I won't be earning. These monthly percentages, which are not exactly like that, it's just a service purchase, and it doesn't allow in any way additional purchases. If I additionally buy a license, then the KI network on the license will be plus. So, well, this business package, which gives exactly KI, adds percentage points to the license. But these are two separate differences, meaning business conditions.
Let's take a look. See, what is one? A percentage when we talk about shares. For example, whether you start with 5% or you start with 6%. Do you understand that when you sign someone up for $10,000, whether you receive $500 or $600?
Well, $100 difference, right?
It's not $100, it's a 20% difference. 1% is a lot. And now look. For example, let's say you have a person in the first line, not at 10%, but at 14%. For example, and you earn from them. Up receipt, they move $10,000 here, you earn 1%. And if you buy a business pack, you get 2%. 1% can mean a lot, especially when it comes to fractions of a percent. For us to, for example, move up, for example, Stimia. Let's analyze this here. For example, yes, here from 11 to 11.5%, you need to make a volume of $100,000 to step from 200 to 300. And there from 300 to 500 to reach the next additional percent. The business pack is a very strong offer because this 1%, it's very significant. 1% in marketing for each rank. It's very powerful, you understand? It seems like 1%. But if we are talking about income, no, it's not like that. If we receive only an average of 2.5 to 3% from turnover, then it's kind of like, wow. Next, access to the fast start bonus. Not many have fully understood the fast start bonus. Not many have tried it. But I know there are people who have achieved it even 2 or 3 times. And I think the fast start bonus will prove itself repeatedly when it becomes more active. Next, plus that 1% passive. What is that? But look, I'll show you right now on paper. I'll break it down that if you have $5,000, it already makes sense for you, and you don't plan to invite anyone. It already makes sense for you to set up a business with $4,000 separately. You see, even if you have $5,000, I'm not even talking about 10, 20, and so on. It's a very big, pleasant bonus. Next, income from the business pack. We will also analyze this separately now. Here, this is from 5 to 20. Yes, that is reward and bonus. We were just discussing the bonus. Andre, as soon as you stop understanding something, immediately jump in. Jump in, say stop. I don't understand something here.
About the welcome bonus. I completely forgot what this quick start is.
Yes, it's when you have a month from the moment you purchase the business in order to connect 5 businesses in the first line and receive an additional $150. Yes, such a bonus, and it is paid out immediately in cash, which is important. So next, in the future, the company's premium card and the exchange's premium status, all promotions and trips that we have, these are all business packages. So if you are going to Turkey, even if you fly at your own expense, you will need to have a business package. This is entry into a certain club here. We were clients. Here we became partners. Partners have all the privileges. They are top-notch. They are very cool. Clients too, but the company focuses on training partners, first and foremost, because partners will train millions of clients. Next, badges, NV, business badges. Please write in the chat who has received them and who hasn't. We will definitely be issuing them. We have very beautiful, shiny, black, well, very beautiful badges. And all the premium products that are released throughout the year, because the business package is a 1-year subscription. And here you need to understand. This also includes unique events, at least 3 times a year, held off-site, and many, many other aspects. Next, this is what income from a business package is. When you decide to promote the company and earn from it, you take a business package because it gives you bonuses and products so you can represent them properly. And accordingly, you get bonuses for ranks and to passive income, advantages from all sides. And you start looking for people who are also interested in becoming an active partner, because your task is to find 5 leaders. Remember, yes, we have already mentioned this briefly. Find 5 leaders to earn from all blocks of the marketing plan in a fun and great way. Accordingly, all these people aligning one under the other will bring you money. And at the same time, in that case, I will tell you a key point now. If suddenly, for some reason, you, Andre, do not succeed in this business and no one signs up, you will simply get your money back within a year. Because the business package also has its own accruals. It amounts to about 5% per month, just like the $500 license. And at the end of the year, you get your $500 back. If you are an active partner and you are building the business, you will need to renew this license accordingly. But you don't need to pay new money because these funds have been circulated and they appear to you accordingly. If you are not an active partner and mistakenly entered this business package, then at the end of the year, you simply take them back. And as a result, everyone is satisfied. Do you think this is a good business offer?
Yes. It also provides a return just like any other license.
Yes, but it returns not as 1,000, but as 500.
Well, half, very.
Well, yes, to you. Throughout the year, about 500 is accrued, and at the end, another 500 is issued. So you don't really lose anything. You enter a business that allows you to earn more from investments, including from products to earn. And if it doesn't work out, you simply return it back over the year. And if it does work out, you won't need to invest money into the next business pack because it works for a year, as it will just roll over and continue. So, to enter a business where you can earn hundreds of thousands of dollars, you need to buy a business pack once and simply extend it every year without investing another penny, just earning with the company. Is the idea clear?
When extending, do all the fulfilled conditions remain?
Of course.
So it's like, well, you don't have to fulfill them again. You don't have to do it again. There are 5 people to invite again.
So basically, the business pack activates your back office. You bought it. You don't necessarily have to invite 5 people. You can invite 2 or you can invite no one. All your options will work.
Got it.
Understood? You purchase a premium subscription for the NV Global business.
Yes, that's clear.
Let's move on. Here we have it written accordingly in English. And let's take an example. If we, let's say, as a client, we invite 5 people for $1,000. And we compare 2 models, as a client and as a partner, just to understand. Now, Andre, you will be a bit to this. Let's call it jaw denial. If you have $1,000 in his finance, it doesn't matter how much, yes, so there are 25,000. It doesn't matter. You invite 5 people for $1,000, you earn 50 from the first, 55 from the second. Do you understand why?
Transition.
Our next rank, probably with 355. Why?
Because you are still at the same level?
Exactly. That already 2.5 have stepped over, right? Uh-huh. And plus a fast start bonus of 250 licenses. By the way, right now this doesn't exist at all, meaning we currently don't have such a fast start option. And here is DEMS. In total, we receive $285 in hand. Clear, right?
Here they are, like ping, 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 ping. Look.
$255. It should have been in the English version right away. Simply in client marketing, we invite 5 people for $1,000. We receive $285 in hand. If we join the business pack and invite 5 people to the business pack, we receive $1,307 in hand. Because here we receive both directly from the business packs and accordingly from the license identical to 500. Only now it's not 5%, but 6%. Clear?
Well, yes, like that.
Here 6.5, 6.5, and so on. Here are approximately $1,300 in total. Next, if we are repeated each time, then we receive $370 in cash. Yes, we also receive a premium of $1,700, but that's in credit, and $370 in cash. That is, if in regular marketing, in Naver Finance, the client version, we invite people, 5 people for $1,000, and each of them connects 5 people for $1,000, we will earn $375 plus a bonus. Is that clear? If we do the same with business packs, look, we will do the same with business packs. If we invite 5 people to the business pack, and each of them repeats our action, we receive $33.75 just from this, not counting the $1,300 we already received. So in total, we get about $5,000 for this setup. Is that clear? Just to be sure?
Yes, everything is clear.
So, the first $5,000 you can earn without inviting people to make large investments at the initial stage, because you might just need to find a few active people to start with, and then they will continue to add investments for themselves and their friends. Please write in the chat, friends, have you ever experienced that many people who come and make good investments, initially start with a small amount just to try it out? Please write.
Well, that's logical, of course.
Yes, well, let's see what the chat responds. Friends, is there such a story? I mean, really, someone starts with 50, 100, and so on. And essentially, at the initial stage, it might be more interesting for you to look for not investors, but people who will join the business. You say $1,000, I don't need anything more from you. $2,000. If it doesn't work out, you'll return it. If suddenly the company dies, closes, and everything becomes scary, then you've lost $1,000. And 500 goes into circulation with the business pack, like with a $500 license. So, look, these are different approaches. One does not contradict the other. Because if you have a business pack, you can also invite people for just investments. You will simply earn 1% more from them, which is a whole 2 ranks higher. If you are building a dynamic business, then quick referrals of $210 and so on, $200, $100, $50, and so on, will really enhance your sense of speed, dynamics, and in a way, the thrill of money. It's absolutely cool when you undoubtedly come to someone and say, look, I signed up and I absolutely signed up 5 people and earned 1,300. I paid off and I'm helping them do the same. They do the same thing, getting another 3, 4 cool ones. Andre, how to count?
Certainly, of course, absolutely. Yes.
Further, so look, this is how it works. Why a business pack is needed to separate partners from clients and focus your development on the active ones. We highly respect our clients who can bring in another good client every 3 months. This is what is called a referral system. That is exactly how a client brings a client like this. Well, like a restaurant, you, Andre, there are cars, for example.
But it will be easier with restaurants.
Let's say you went to a good restaurant, and on occasion you talked about it after your visit, which you liked. Your friend, maybe in a month or 2, they come to the same restaurant because you recommended it. That is, this is a referral system. And the business pack provides the opportunity to build professional teams, specifically salespeople who can quickly earn, mainly through this.
But also through invitations, that is, recommendations of this kind.
Yes, like an advertising agent. Such a story. That's why everything is built faster. And companies also really like it. And overall, it's quite a lively story. Moving on. Therefore, the logic is to separate partners from clients, focusing on active development. And the goal is to create a team of international level professionals, and also to give newcomers the opportunity to earn quick money, increasing the speed of network building. That's basically the story. For this, a business pad is needed. So, friends, I hope that today we are quite friendly. Let's forget about the friends. Andre told you. Andre, I hope you at least understood the marketing plan at the basic level. Where else can you look at it, read it, figure out where the money is?
Listen, well, to be honest, yes, it's interesting. The math is fascinating. I would spend more time with it. Naturally, I can't take up too much time, and there are many people here close to me with whom I can go through everything, and they will explain it to me step by step with more specific examples. Such information will take time to be absorbed from the first go. For now, it's like a kind of explosion. It happened. Particles are flying around. They will settle down soon. It will get better from here.
Of course. You can't learn something from just one session. You can only understand where to start studying, in which direction. So we highlight these moments. But at least you understood that there are at least a few ways to earn money here. And they can be very substantial. That is, you need to understand 10% of the turnover. You will gain something somewhere anyway.
Well, yes, it's primitively wonderful that I got this, right?
And you don't have to do all the work yourself. It's much more important to ensure that you have them. And leaders who move with you, clearing the way, but you, that is your time, creating movement. That is like, for example, we have in the team, that is in Colombia, for example, yes, we have different time zones. I go to sleep, I wake up, and I have. Well, something from Colombia stuck very nicely, for example, or the Philippines, the same story. So I wish you, including international development. Be sure to hold on tightly to the things you consider starting, the things you consider decent. Take your higher-up mentors, sit them down in front of you and say, let's cut to the chase. I want money. Explain to me where they are found here. I know there's such a bonus. There was such a bonus chart I have. So I also took notes. Let's see how I can earn a lot of money. Look, let's say $100,000. Would that make you happy?
Well, undoubtedly, of course.
So you need to make a turnover of $1 million. To make a turnover of $1 million, you need 5 people who will each make a turnover of 200,000. So accordingly, you should have 5 people who are interested in earning 20,000 bucks. That's how it is. I'm explaining it to you very simply. So you go to a person and say, listen, I need, come hell or high water, $100,000. For this, I need 5 people who will earn at least 20. Will you be one of them?
Interesting. That sounds interesting.
Yes, but it's based on mathematics within those limits. So, Andre, get involved, understand it, great, and all other friends, please participate as much as possible. Andre did well today, he volunteered. Today, if you are more or less like, recovered, then you can turn on the video so at least people can see you. You'll be our hero today. Take a screenshot. You spoke at the event. If it's still not very convenient, then
I'll take the remote in my hand and something will be done.
all right. Excellent. Well, a haughty look from top to bottom. What can you do? Let's line it like this. I can't see myself, just that I'm visible. Got it? Yes, but so Ali, the sheet is not God. Not God, the sheet is not on the phone. It will appear there and you. Accordingly, I and all the other guys, I'll take a screenshot. You upload all of it. Let's support Andre, friends. He was our wonderful coach. Our person who helped us get accustomed to this marketing. Thank you very much, everyone. Write reviews in the main chat. You will receive the recording a bit later. Thank you, Andre. All the best. Good luck.